No one escapes Blackwall Penitentiary. It's a fortress designed for the worst of the worst, killers, masterminds, and criminals so dangerous that society wants them erased. With 30-foot concrete walls, armed guards, and a warden who never lets his prisoners breathe easy, Blackwall isn't just a prison, it's a death sentence. But on one fateful night, 3 inmates did the impossible. Riley Fox, a genius hacker; Lena Vasquez, a ruthless assassin; Jace Carter, a manipulative con artist. 3 criminals with nothing in common except a burning desire to escape. It wasn't just about breaking out. It was about outsmarting an entire system, dodging death at every turn, and taking down anyone who got in their way. Security collapsed, alarms blared, blood was spilled. Yet even as they fled into the darkness, one question remained. Was this a real escape, or just another part of the prison's twisted game? Because in Blackwall, no one is truly free. And by the time they realized the truth, it was already too late. The story begins inside Blackwall Penitentiary, a prison feared by criminals worldwide, hidden deep in an isolated region, surrounded by towering concrete walls, electric fences, and a military-level security system. Blackwall is not just a prison, it's a fortress. Built to house the most dangerous criminals, it operates under a brutal regime where survival is a daily battle. Guards are armed like soldiers, and escape is considered impossible. Anyone who tries ends up either dead or locked in solitary confinement for life. Inside this living hell are 3 inmates, 2 young women and 1 man, each with a dark past that led them here. The first, Riley Fox, is a skilled hacker who once orchestrated a cyber heist that shook the banking system, draining millions from government and corporate accounts. But Riley didn't just steal. She exposed deep-rooted corruption, embarrassing powerful figures. That made her a target. When the authorities finally caught her, they wanted her to disappear forever. Instead of sending her to a normal prison, they locked her inside Blackwall, where she could never touch a computer again. The second, Lena Vasquez, was an assassin for hire. Trained since childhood in the art of killing, she became one of the most feared contract killers in the underworld. Her mistake? She assassinated a high-ranking government official, not knowing he had deep connections to the prison system. To make an example of her, they threw her into Blackwall, stripping her of all weapons, but never her instincts. Even unarmed, Lena remains lethal, always watching, always calculating. The third, Jace Carter, was once a small-time con artist, but his crimes escalated quickly. His final act was orchestrating a large-scale diamond heist that went horribly wrong. Someone betrayed him, and when the police caught him, they pinned multiple violent crimes on him that he never committed. Framed for a murder he didn't commit, Jace was sentenced to life in Blackwall. Unlike Riley and Lena, Jace isn't a fighter, he's a manipulator, a man who survives by outsmarting those around him. Despite their different backgrounds, they share one thing in common: they don't belong in Blackwall. They were put here not just as prisoners, but as loose ends. People the system wanted to erase. Life inside Blackwall is brutal. Inmates fight for food, for power, for survival. Corrupt guards control everything, often selling protection to the highest bidder. The warden, Victor Grayson, runs the prison like a kingdom, ruling with an iron fist. His word is law, and he takes pleasure in reminding inmates that there is no escape. Yet, despite the impossibility of it all, Riley, Lena, and Jace refuse to accept their fate. The walls around them may be unbreakable, but they know one thing: every system has a weakness, and they're going to find it. Their story of survival, deception, and the ultimate escape begins here, in the prison of no return. Inside Blackwall Penitentiary, trust is a dangerous thing. The prison is filled with murderers, gang leaders, and traitors, all looking for ways to exploit one another. But for 3 inmates, Riley Fox, Lena Vasquez, and Jace Carter, trust isn't just a risk, it's a necessity. Each of them possesses a skill that could be useful in escaping, but alone, they stand no chance. Together, however, they might just have a sliver of hope. Riley, the hacker, has a sharp mind and an uncanny ability to read digital systems. Even without a computer, she observes patterns, guard shifts, surveillance blind spots, and restricted areas. Though she can't access the security systems physically, she knows how they work and where they might be vulnerable. Lena, the assassin, is pure muscle and instinct. She has no use for technology, but she knows how to move undetected, how to fight, and most importantly, how to kill. Her presence alone is enough to make others think twice before crossing their path. Jace, the con artist, is the talker, the manipulator. He can get people to trust him, believe him, and do things they normally wouldn't. In a place like Blackwall, where power is everything, Jace knows how to survive, not through strength, but through deception. At first, they don't trust each other. Lena sees Jace as a liar. Jace sees Lena as a mindless killer. Riley sees both of them as reckless. Their personalities clash and their tempers flare. But when Jace is cornered by a gang looking to kill him for a past betrayal, Lena steps in, breaking a man's arm in a single move. Riley, despite her cold demeanor, helps Jace stop the bleeding after the fight. It's in that moment they realize something. They need each other. That night, they gather in the shadows of the prison yard. The air is thick with smoke from burning trash cans, and the distant sound of a fight echoes through the yard. They speak in hushed voices, careful not to draw attention. "No one escapes from Blackwall," Riley mutters. "But that doesn't mean it's impossible." Lena leans forward, her sharp eyes scanning the walls. "Every prison has a weakness. We just have to find it." Jace smirks. "And if we can't find one, we make one." And so the trio begins studying Blackwall like a puzzle. Riley watches the guards, mapping their routes. Lena tests the security by subtly provoking guards, noting their response times. Jace befriends prisoners and even a few corrupt officers, gathering whispered rumors about escape attempts that failed. They learn about hidden tunnels, blind spots in security cameras, and guards who might be bribed. They notice which prisoners work in which areas: the kitchens, the laundry, the maintenance rooms. They collect pieces of information, each one bringing them closer to the impossible. They don't know how, yet they don't know when, but they will escape. Breaking out of Blackwall Penitentiary isn't just about escaping, it's about outsmarting an entire system built to be unbreakable. Riley, Lena, and Jace know that brute force alone won't work. They need a plan that is precise, deceptive, and most importantly, flawless. Step 1. Hacking the system. Riley's biggest challenge is disabling the prison's surveillance. Without access to a computer, she can't directly hack the system, but she finds another way: an old power grid panel in the maintenance tunnels. If she can create a short circuit, she might trigger a security reset, briefly disabling the cameras and electric fences. Step 2. The inside man. Jace uses his silver tongue to befriend a corrupt prison guard, Officer Briggs, a man known for smuggling contraband in exchange for cash. Briggs isn't loyal, but Jace knows how to manipulate him, feeding him just enough half-truths and threats to ensure his cooperation. Through Briggs, they gain access to blueprints, stolen security keycards, and a way to communicate with the outside world. Step 3. Manipulating a high-profile prisoner. Their final piece of the puzzle is Dante Russo, a powerful crime lord locked in solitary confinement. Dante's men run half the prison's black market, and if they can convince him to cause a riot, the chaos will give them the distraction they need. But Dante doesn't do favors for free. Lena visits him during yard time, offering him a deal: cause a riot, and they'll break him out too. Dante laughs, until Lena whispers something only he would know, proof that she has outside connections. He agrees. The warden's suspicion. Everything seems to be falling into place, but there's one problem. Warden Victor Grayson is no fool. He senses something is wrong. Increased prisoner activity, whispers in the yard, guards acting strange. He tightens security, doubles patrols, and starts interrogating inmates. One wrong move and their entire plan will collapse. The countdown has begun. The night has arrived. Riley, Lena, and Jace know this is their only chance. Either they escape or they die trying. Everything has been set in motion, but in Blackwall, nothing ever goes according to plan. The chaos begins. Riley sneaks into the maintenance tunnels, using the stolen keycard to access the power grid panel. With a flick of a switch, she overloads the system, causing the lights to flicker and the security cameras to shut down. At the same time, Dante Russo's men launch their riot. Inmates set fires, attack guards, and break into restricted areas. The alarms blare across the prison. The chaos is their cover. A betrayal and a sacrifice. As they rush toward the exit, Officer Briggs, the corrupt guard, turns on them. He was never planning to let them go. He was just playing along. He pulls a gun on Jace, demanding they surrender. Before he can shoot, Lena acts fast, snapping his neck in an instant. But the noise draws attention, and now the guards are after them. Running through the corridors, they reach the final checkpoint, a high-security gate that only opens with a biometric scan. Jace panics. This wasn't part of the plan, but Riley doesn't hesitate. She pulls out a severed guard's hand, stolen during the riot, and presses it against the scanner. The doors unlock. The final chase. They dash through the outer yard, but the warden has anticipated their move. Snipers on the towers take aim. One bullet grazes Jace's arm, but they keep running. At the last moment, Dante Russo appears, betraying them. He tries to use the distraction to escape alone, but Lena sees it coming. She stabs him, leaving him behind. With guards closing in, they make a final sprint toward a stolen prison van, hot-wiring it just in time. As they crash through the front gate, bullets rain down, but they don't stop freedom or a trap. They've made it out. But as they speed down the highway, sirens blaring behind them, one thought lingers. Was this really an escape, or just the beginning of another trap? The prison walls are behind them, but freedom is still uncertain. Riley, Lena, and Jace speed down the dark highway in the stolen prison van, sirens wailing in the distance. The police are already on their tail. A desperate chase with roadblocks ahead and helicopters circling. They know they can't outrun the law forever. Riley takes the wheel, pushing the van to its limits, while Lena keeps watch with a stolen gun. Jace, bleeding from his gunshot wound, tries to come up with a plan. Their only option? Ditch the van and disappear into the wilderness. They crash the vehicle near a river, diving into the freezing water as bullets zip past them. The police assume they drowned, but the trio pulls themselves onto the shore, gasping for breath. For now, they've bought themselves time, but their troubles are far from over, hunted from all sides. Even outside Blackwall, they're not safe. Law enforcement is conducting a nationwide manhunt. Their faces are everywhere. Dante Russo's men want revenge for his betrayal and death. The corrupt officials who put them in Blackwall fear what they might expose. Jace uses his con artist skills to secure fake identities, while Riley taps into old hacker contacts for resources. But Lena is restless. She knows they won't stop hunting them until they fight back. The shocking twist. Just as they start to believe they might have a chance at a new life, they are ambushed. A mysterious group corners them in an abandoned warehouse. But it's not the police. It's Blackwall's warden, Victor Grayson. Did you really think you were free? He smirks, stepping forward. It was a setup. They never truly escaped. Grayson let them go. He wanted to see where they would run, who they would contact. Now he has them right where he wants them. The screen cuts to black gunshots echo. The story ends.